Pashto people in Pakistan.
Yes.
I'm living in Islamabad, and there are a lot of Pashto and Afghani people in Islamabad.
Yeah,
So
actually,
I was kind of hoping that you know Urdu as well, because they can always speak Urdu very fluently, all of them.
Because I think what happens is that maybe she will know the words, but she will not know it as Urdu maybe. So if you speak to
Persian,
her, maybe she'll understand.
Persian and Urdu have a lot of
Yeah.
similarities.
A lot of it's been actually we don't even know whether that is Pashto or is it Urdu or is it Hindi. Also, sometimes there's such a mixture that has happened over the years. One is the pure language, and one is the mixed language that we speak. I keep telling people that the Hindi we speak in Delhi is not Hindi. There is such a mixture of everything in it. Pure Hindi, I will also sometimes not understand the words in that. but anyway, thank you very much, both of you, for being part of the conference. And of course, Huma has been in earlier shows and events. Ali was there in the last whatever session that we had. This was really nice having him. But before you people tell us about yourself, what we'll do is let's just share what we are doing. This is what it is, the World Mediators Conference. We're talking about traditional culture and mediation, and Ali is going to tell us about the conference. Ali, please tell us a little bit about the conference and what you have watched and what is your general perception of the conference.
Traditional culture and mediation. I think that living in the subcontinent, we have a very well-established structures of tradition.
Ali, we'll get into the topic later about the conference only. Little bit about the conference.
So I think that it's a great way of learning about the mediation. As a young practitioner who wishes to see Pakistan as a more just place, I think that this conference is a great way to learn for me to learn about mediation, because mediation can be a way that we.
Okay, Huma, I think Ali has a little bit of a connection problem. Huma, a little bit about whatever you have been part of, the shows, events, something about what I do. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, of course. First of all, thank you so much, Vikram, to give this time and opportunity for us to talk about this topic and actually share our idea and experience about this topic. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Of course, today we will speak about traditional and mediation, traditional culture and mediation. I should start about this topic.
No, first about you have been part of events. What have you learned from the events that you have been part of? Have you watched some of the shows, or have you watched some of the sessions of this conference? Little bit about that. Up till Ali comes back, I think he has a bit of a connection problem. Yeah.
Yeah, Vikram, as you actually 1 year, I think, yeah, I am sometimes participate in your program. I think 1 year, yeah. And it's different topic you're speaking about, different topic with different participants. They are from different culture, from different country. Of course, they share their different idea, different knowledge with different topics. So it's so useful about mediation. So I believe it's not actually, it's related to my major, and also conflict, it's our part of our life, and it is social problems. So we counter with in any situation with that, we should learn about this mediation, how can we should solve this problem, even in a family, or maybe in a local society, community, or maybe in a, if we say in a macro level. We should learn these skills. So of course, at first, as you know, I don't know more these skills. So when I joined this program and participate in your programs, actually I built these skills. And so now after that, yeah, I meet with another woman and I participate her class for 12 or 14 sessions. So I know many of these skills, and now I'm sure something is not so seriously, but I think simple or middle level, I can solve this problem via the mediator.
Okay, let me tell Ali about this. Ali, what happened was that Huma somewhere saw some post of mine, and then what is this mediation thing he's doing? Let me check what is happening. And she thought it was some technical thing, some rocket science we are talking about. And then I had to explain to her what mediation is in simple terms. And so what did I tell her? Basically, someone is helping you to resolve your dispute, but doesn't have the authority to impose a solution on you. And suddenly he said, I know everything about mediation. My father does mediation in my village. My brother does mediation. And she knew everything about mediation. Of course, she has the mindset also. So that is what we have to do. We have to just connect people with the process. They know everything about it. Just let's leave the technical word out there. Let's use the word in the local language. So that is what it is about. But this time what I've done is, I've removed the countries from people's names. I've decided this is World Mediation Circle. Everyone as an individual, let's not divide on countries. I don't know whether that's a good thing or bad thing. You people will tell me, but that's the way I'm going forward on this. So Ali, a little bit about yourself, Ali, and then we'll get into the topic.
Hello, my name is Ali Haider and I am joining from Islamabad. I'm facing load shedding right now because the weather is great outside, but in Pakistan we lose connection before the rain starts. So I'm really sorry. So I'm a law student in Islamabad, and I was kind of exploring all the ways in which we can provide people with easier access to justice in Pakistan. And I think mediation is an area of my interest, because I think that people in Pakistan need more of this so that we can become a more just place. We can have a more happier society.
I think only what we need to do is maybe as a separate, there is one discussion, of course, on community mediation and access to justice. We have to discuss whether mediation is access to justice or not. That's by itself, we need that discussion. But let's go into the topic. Huma, you suggested the topic. Please tell us about traditional culture and mediation.
Yeah, thank you, Vikram. Again, I wanted to say thank you from you to give this time and opportunity for me to share my knowledge and idea about this topic. It is traditional culture and mediation because it's so interested for me, and it is related to my major, and many times we actually have discussed about this topic because it's related to social issue. Of course, we are a human person, and we are as a social person. We have a social life, and we suppose that we live together. So, because of that, the conflict is a part of our life. Why this conflict happens? Because of when the people live together, many their purpose and they have the need, requirement, and their ideas and their purpose and goals. When these things in contrast, so because of on that, this conflict will be happen or occur. So and also the one sociologist, his name Durkheim, he's from France, I think. Maybe you or Ali maybe knows about him, and he's so famous, and he published one book. His book is Division of Labor, and he explains in a nice way about traditional culture. At first, he divided the society into one is modern society, the another is traditional society. So in traditional society, traditional culture, today is our topic, he has some important expression. The one is collective conscience, the another is social solidarity. this too is more important, and we have see these things even in the past, even today. And the one thing that I wanted to say that we don't say that now we are in modern culture. No, I believe that okay, we are now, for example, 21st century, and many people believe that now we are in modern society or modern culture. Actually, not just in Asian country, even some European and American countries, they have traditional culture. Each society or country, some part of this country, still they keep this traditional culture. In that culture, they still they use this traditional method of how can they solve a conflict when this conflict happen between two group of people, maybe happen between two community. This. So yeah, he used this expression that we can use in this topic, collective conscience. It is more important. For it means that when it's idea and belief, it's common between all the people, or it is actually common in everywhere, every moment with people. Just a simple example I give you. Even a person wanted to wear a dress, but at first he or she thought, I love this clothes that I want to wear, but this clothes may be suitable to my family or the group of people that I involved in that group, or maybe according to my religion, yeah, and belief about these things. He called these things collective conscience. It is more powerful. And, many, actually, this collective conscience determine all the things is in traditional culture. Another is social solidarity. It is the relationship between a person and society. The society effect on the person. For example, even affected on his and her behavior and goal and idea, all these things. Actually, we couldn't find any society, any culture that culture don't have any conflict. Even many scientists, they give many theories, and they say that they give some theory about that why conflict happen, this, and also they give some theory about some society that they don't have conflict. They call the society ideal society. Unfortunately, we don't have this society. And some other theories like failure theory and deprivation theory we can use in here. If I say briefly about these two theories in both of them in here, they said when a group of people, we couldn't just use a group of people, even one person or a group of people. When they feel, when they understand that, okay, we don't access to some opportunities, some services. Actually, these things is our right, but we couldn't access it to this. In this case, this group of people, they start some complaints and also some protests we have seen if we use this theory in the macro level, this. And also, even if we use in conflict in a basic level, it's like that. Even in a family, we can use this. Many conflict will happen in a family. That's why maybe two brothers, even one brother say that, okay, one of my brother all the time, he is owner of this house, or maybe he use more services or more, for example, many things, but I don't. Why? In here is maybe between these two brothers, the conflict will happen. Actually, we have a lot of theory we can use in that in conflict. But I feel these two theories more we can explain the conflict by this theory. And each society has their own culture, and also each culture has maybe this conflict will be a little different, especially how can solve this conflict. It will be a little different. Even maybe in Afghanistan, maybe one part will be different from another part. Even in here in Iran and your country, different. And also that in here is a question that why this conflict is happening, especially in the traditional culture. Mostly, many of this conflict happen because of natural resources. Even it was from in the past, even we say in the first century or the first history of human, it was. And still, actually, we can see between two countries now, the Ukraine and Russia, they are fighting. Why? The one reason of the natural resources. Water, it could be a land, it could be a sheep or cow. Some of these things between two group of people, between two communities, it was a common thing. Especially we can use or this conflict happen in a local level. The another is social problems. For example, it could be when two couple they wanted to divorce. Or sometimes when two couple wanted to marry and some problems, but I'm not sure, maybe in your culture is different, but it is the same. Even I see in Iran, in Afghanistan, it's happened many times. The cost of this wedding party, or we have some custom for wedding party. Some these two family, they don't agree about this cost. And after they have a big problem, they conflict together. Maybe this relationship broken. Another is inheritance. When, for example, especially in a family, when two brother or sister, they disagree about it. And ethic prejudice, if I pronounce exactly, happen. And the another is forced marriage. Another, and the more things that I have actually seen, even in Afghanistan, in Iran, even in Pakistan, India, Turkish, even in Arabic countries. Honor issue is a seriously problem. Even for example, now we say that we have a democratic system, we have a modern system, but still in some part, in remote area of this society, they have this issue is happening, honor issue. It is so seriously a problem in a community. This many factor is the cause of a conflict. It happens maybe between two persons, two group of people, two family, even between two community. But who actually solve this problem? It is also different between people. The period of time. In the first, I'm not sure. Maybe in India, even in Pakistan or some society, it would be a little different. But even have I studied and see in Iran and in Afghanistan, it could be a little the same. At first, many of this conflict happened. The white bear, we call white bear. I don't know what you call a person who is old and have more experience, and so actually the other people respect that person. We can call white bear, and that person is have a high knowledge and experience, and also just this person, this person solved this conflict. Even some people.
Huma will use that word, Raish Safed. What about, you have to use the terminology from the Raish Safed.
You have a good memory.
I consider myself, at least it's Safed, the Raish Safed is there. Whether the wisdom is there or not, we don't know, but at least the white beard is there.
The white beard, yeah, Rish Safed. I don't know, you have in India or no? We use in even in Afghanistan and Iran, we use this Rish Safed.
No, we don't use that. We don't use that, but I really liked it because someone from Iran was there at my first symposium. He spoke about this. So I found it really interesting that white beard has some value in society.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Actually, you become a little older. Yeah, you could be the white. Yeah, the first time this white beard, or if I use in my own language, Rish Safed, as you said, this person is solved this problem. And even many family, this person is so, as you said, so value in the community and society. Even some of this family actually in a basic problem, or when they wanted to do some things, at first they go and speak with that person and give some advice. For example, just an example, and I remember in my community, even to family wanted to make a relationship, or one boy, one girl wanted to marry. At first, these two family go with speak with that white bear and actually ask his advice, what his advice. So even in simple things, they ask his advice. He solved this problem. And another period of time, we can use the middle of the first period and modern period. It's the middle. We have another system that's called owner. In my own language, we can call Malik, owner. That person actually selected by government. That person monitor the actions, the activity, all the things is happening in a community. That person is just monitor these things. But this owner select another person that we can call Kat Khuda, or in English we can use Sheriff, I think, yeah, Sheriff, or Kat Khuda. That person is also like white bear, but not so that. Also, he just monitor the activity, the action, and things is happening in the society. Monitor for some, this problem is happening. How can he solve? Under of his hands, another person we can call Daroga. In Farsi we can say, but I couldn't find an expression for this.
But let me tell you, interestingly, Huma, Malik is used for owner in our language also. Daroga is also used here. We have the person who heads the police station is called the Daroga. So those words, like I said, all those words have come, they're all mixed together. Yeah, please. So Daroga.
At first we have Malik. Then after Malik, we can call Kat Khuda. Yeah, Kat Khuda. Then Daroga. This Daroga, he's actually a powerful man and so dangerous. Some people, for example, some group of people or a person want to do some things, maybe it would be wrong. So he understood it is wrong, and he didn't do that thing. Why? He afraid from that. We can call Daroga, because he's a dangerous person, and so crucial, that person. Because of that, he avoided doing this thing. And after that, we have this modern system. We have courtroom and police. These things we have. But let's talk more about the things, the white bear. It's our topic actually. It's traditional mediations. As I already mentioned, many factors or reasons happen about this conflict. Okay, first we have some things, I don't know, in India. Yeah, I have seen some movie of India, and
Which one? You have to tell us which one. Which movie?
I don't remember. Just when I
Just
small,
one. Just one movie you see.
I watch a lot of series of Indian. One is to see. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Tulsi.
Yeah.
There is some series. Yeah, there is some series like that. Yep.
When I was so small, I watched that movie. Yeah, I have seen even in Pakistan because I have written an article. It was about the honor issue. I have found many articles. It was from Pakistan, India, some Arabic countries. This issue happened in these countries. And we have many other things. Khunbaha, we say. For example, when two group of people, maybe they fighting together, one group of these people killed. So the another people should, khunbaha, we can say blood price or blood money. Maybe instead of that, maybe that family or that group should give some money, or even that family should choose a girl, maybe one or two girls. I think you have these things. Yeah, we have a lot of these things. The white bear, what is his actually responsibility? As I told you, this white bear, he's so respectful for among of his community and society. When this conflict happens, at first, this family came to this white bear and speak about this issue. So again, this process is different in one culture to another culture, even from one city and community to another city and community. It is different. The one thing is actually it is so interesting for me, and so really it's interested. Just actually we couldn't have these things in my city. Even I'm not till now still I didn't hear any things from in Afghanistan, but in Iran, yeah, it can. Yeah, these things has happened. This family came to the white bear and speak about this issue. This problem is happening. What they will do at first? One city, okay, they have this custom. They take Holy Quran, and another is put in a dish, and another in the beside of that put a sword, yeah, a big knife, okay, put in that and go to the another group. That group is maybe we can call murdered, yeah. And because of that, you should forgive us. And these things, the white bear taken, and with that person, that maybe that person be as a blame, we can call that person. Just they say that if you don't forgive us for this that things that I did, just because of Holy Quran, you should actually forgive us. Or if you don't forgive us because of Quran, white bear, that we come in here, okay, now it is your choice. You should take this sword or this knife and kill that person.
Wow.
The another society, or the another culture that another customs is that that person that maybe did something wrong, and they should put some things in his neck, and another people pull that, and go to that family, that injured family, you can say, that forgive the person. We have different this custom. Actually, they are so interested, and yeah, actually sometimes it's thinkingful. In some another custom, this white beard, what he do? Just sometimes this problem is happened when two group of people they didn't fighting, they didn't do anything. Just they taking all her things in their home, maybe car, maybe anything found in their homes. They take out all of them, and in outside, and tell to other people to you should take this. It is another custom that how can they should solve this conflict. The white bears give this way, this method that how can they should solve this problem. And also another custom, these two group of people, they make a party and they actually compete together how about say singing or some dance. That group of people, if they will be winner, it means that another group should give money or any problems that happen. Some think they should give money. This white beard, it's different. As I told you, that each culture have different custom. In each custom, a white beard have different method. How can they should solve this conflict? But normally, that as I have experienced and see that it's actually occur in my culture, is that when this problem is happening, it could be from natural resources, sometimes maybe even some family, because in Afghanistan we have a lot of ethnic and race. We have, for example, one girl with one boy, they are from different ethnic and race, and when they escape, so when this family they got so angry and they decided to kill this person and also this family. The solution is the white beard gives this solution for this, that give some money at first for the actually the family of girl, and some people, all the people, those people in the community, they are so respectful, and a little younger people, older people, all of them is go and speak with this family of girls and give some money, some things that they wanted to stop and solve this problem. When this conflict happened, the one solution is that for this problem that may happen. The another is normally many family, when the a conflict happens, the first these two family, they don't touch together or they don't speak together. Of course, when they happen, if they do speak directly together, this problem will be bigger. And of course, on that time, they are so emotionally dating, and they take some action. Maybe they kill someone themselves. The first one, they go to that white bear, and that white bear gives some advice and some method, and also according to that problem, they take in some decision. Maybe in that decision, they invite all the elder people, and they actually make a party. They maybe sometimes make food and some things for all these people is participate in that decision. So in that decision, the one useful things actually in that this method that this white bear actually use is that all the people participate. These two group of these two parties is participating in that decision, okay, they give all the reason that why it's happened and what do you want. And also, we have expression, and also one thing that the one way is more useful is that all the people should say their idea, and after we should take a decision, it's more useful. In that, it's like the same of this. All the people give their idea and their experience that how can we should solve this problem. It is a useful way and method. I remember when I was so small, it happened in my community. It takes two decisions. It's not just in my city. That are sometimes the white bears, they invite some other white bears from another cities, or those elder people from another cities. It is according to that conflict. Sometimes it's in a small level. We can solve maybe in one session, maybe in 1 hour or 2 hours. But some of them is take more than 2 or 1 session and hours. Actually, it is the useful way because all the people is two parties come in here and all the people is come and they give all the details and information about it. And at the end, they take a decision. Sometimes that's, we can say that another parties or group that they injured, they give another party, they give some money or some, sometimes they give as some animals or some land, or sometimes in some serious conflict, that another group, they just ask about girl that, okay, we want your daughters, maybe 1 daughter, maybe 2 daughters, and they select their daughters. It is actually so bad things. And sometimes that family, if they have son or maybe some man married, okay, they maybe marry with them. But sometimes that family maybe marry these girls with another relative or maybe another group of people. This is the method that actually in traditional culture they use from this method, that how can they solve this conflict. And this, I'm sure that it is not just in Afghanistan or in Iran. I'm sure in different culture they use this.
I think, Huma, the important thing that we have to see is whether these Rish Safed tell them what they have to do and those people have to do it, or do they have a choice? They can say, is it just a suggestion or is it a decision?
It's actually the, as I tell you, this white bear, because all the people is they the white bear invite all the people, these two parties, and also.
Let's say hi to Dorothea first, and then we'll continue. Hi, Dorothea.
Hi.
Dorothea has the next session. She's going to talk about mediation in the judiciary. Dorothea, we're talking about traditional culture and mediation. If you want to join in the discussion, you can do that. Huma is just telling us about in Afghanistan and Iran, what the situation is. So Huma, do they take a decision for them or do they suggest some solution? And do those people have to follow what the Rish Safed say, or do they have a choice?
Actually, give a decision, suggestion for them, because it is not a suggestion just by white bears, because many elder people, sometimes many white bears from another city or community, they invited. All of us, they suggest, and the people they use and they suggest and they follow that.
And if they don't follow, then what will happen? If they don't follow what the Rish Safed say, what will happen?
Actually, they follow.
No, if they don't. I'm just saying, look, it is mediation if they have a choice not to follow. It is not mediation, it's arbitration if they don't have a choice. So it's like, then it's a decision. Resafed sat together and they said, you have to do this, and then they have to do it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we have. It could be different in community and different in custom. Yeah, as you said, it depends on the role of the white bear. Sometimes maybe the white bear from a group of people that another group of people hate it, or maybe this exit to another group of people. In some these things, yeah, happen. But white bear is so, as I told you, experience, and all the people respect him.
Okay, so let's get Ali into the discussion. Yes, Ali, you heard her, and I'm sure Pakistan also similar things are done. So, what is your take on that?
After listening to Huma, I think I know everything about mediation as well.
Right.
Uh, we have very similar structures in placed in Pakistan, I think. Uh, First of all, we have a very closed family structure where we have a family head. It's usually the father or the grandfather who is the head of the family. And usually, if a family dispute arises, the grandfather or the head of the family, he tries to resolve this issue by calling the parties and trying to make them do some trade-offs and for the to make a for the betterment of the family and to make it a peaceful keep it in a peaceful state. Uh, and in the second place, we have kinship, or you have probably have heard the word biradri. We have biradri system in Pakistan. These kinship groups, like I belong to the group Mughal family, the Mughal Maharajas. My biradri's name is Mughal. We have Jat families here. We have Arai families here, and they have a very close knitted structure of them. I know a lot of Mughals, and we have very respectable people in our kinship who whenever a dispute arises, they try to resolve it. They call the parties and they suggest things and they make them do some trade-offs and do some so that the dispute settles and all the parties are happier in a happier state and they don't go to the courts or other methods of dispute resolution so that the family stays intact, the kinship stays intact. In the third place, we have the village based. I come from a village in Punjab. After the rise of middle class in Punjab, we have a lot of middle class in Punjab. So the arbitration or panchayat system, which used to be in place, has diminished, almost diminished in Punjab. But we see this in Sindh and KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. We have Waderas and we have Sardars, tribal Sardars. There is still a lot of arbitration where they impose their decisions. But in Punjab, because we have a lot of middle class, we don't see such thing happening in here. It's usually the Chaudhry. You probably have heard the word Chaudhry as well. The Chaudhrys of our villages, they don't impose their decisions on people. They try to they call the parties and they try to mediate. They try to settle the dispute. Uh, they do not impose their decisions. But in the past, in Jirga, we had such systems where very brutal decisions were imposed on the parties. So these are a few things. But I just wanted to add that all in all of our Pakistani history, we the civil society and the lawyers have tried to bring more people towards the courts to settle their disputes because you probably know about the voices of the Jirga and Panchayat. Very brutal and very unjust decisions were being imposed on poor people who could not afford to uh, learn about their options, who could not afford to go to courts, and they had to uh, comply with those decisions. And so, as a lawyer, I know, and uh, we have a very vibrant civil society, mostly composed of middle class, and they try to make people come to courts to solve their disputes. But the problem is our courts has failed to provide them with justice. We have 2.2 million cases on pending, and we have a lack of judges, we have
No, that no, this we will talk, we can talk about in the next session. The next session is mediation in the judiciary. We'll do that. Let's just go back into the traditional setup. Do you see? I mean, from the structure that Huma said, and I'm sure Pakistan's the similar situation is there. What do you see? How do we get back to that? Do we need to get back to that? How do we differentiate between that mediation arbitration thing? How do we develop that? That is where we have to focus.
I was just going there. I was just telling that we have suppressed these institutions, these types of dispute resolution like arbitration, mediation. We have suppressed because in the past, because of the society's ignorance, because of society's lack of knowledge about their rights. And we now know in because of behavioral psychology that people are not always rational. They tend to make bad decisions about themselves, and they get in situations, especially when they make contracts. They tend to make contracts which harm them. That is the same situation that I was telling about, that in mediation and conciliation and arbitration, if we have suppressed this institution because these types of dispute resolution because because of people's own ignorance. People did not know that what they could demand in mediation, what they could get in mediation, and how many trade-offs were justified trade-offs for them to settle a dispute. People used to give up a lot which they didn't have to if they were educated and if they knew about their rights. But as I was telling you, that we in Punjab have much higher percentage of educated class and middle class in Punjab than in other areas of Pakistan. We have now a very strong base of mediation placed in here, because that is the thing that that I was telling, that in the traditional in our traditional culture, mediation, I would say, it happens, but I do not think I do not think that it gave people some justice. I think people, because of their ignorance, didn't know what they should get and what they should disregard. But I think that because of the rise of middle class and because of improvement in our education, we now know that mediation is a very great way to settle disputes. And but the only the requirement is that people should know that what they can demand and what they should give up.
Perfect.
Settle the dispute.
Dorothea, any comment on traditional culture and mediation? Any comment there?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Vikram. Thank you so much for this invitation. Hi, Huma Qambari.
Yeah.
Huma Qambari. I loved to listen to you because I think culture is really something very important to us all that deal with conflict, right? Yeah. Being in mediation or in arbitration or in litigation, whatever. It is very important to know that culture has a very important role when we deal with people's conflicts, right? And Ali, I also, I'm getting to know you now also, and nice to meet you all. Well, what I can say is that mediation is important everywhere. It's like Professor Frank Sanders said in the Pound Conference, it's another door to resolve conflicts. And here we have today, Vikram said that the theme of this conference is resolution.
Yes, resolution, revolution.
Yes, I think mediation does a quiet revolution in solving the conflicts. Perfect. And that's why I think it's important that we know about mediation, that we know about our rights, we know what we can do in mediation, what we cannot do. As Ali said, sometimes people loses. They don't know what to do. They don't know what mediation is. They don't know what mediation can achieve. And so those people, they they fail in achieving the good results that mediation can bring them.
And what so what we'll do is in your session, we'll talk about that. What we'll do is we'll wrap up this session and start your session on time. So Huma, you want to, any concluding remarks you want to make, any solutions you want to put out, any thoughts you want to put out? Anything, Huma?
Thank you, Vikram. Just I want to say another one thing. Actually, as I think, okay, each culture has their own custom. It would be different from one society to another society. But actually nowadays, I see in my country, even in Iran, I see in some parts, they refer to this white bear, this, as I already told you. That's why, because this courtroom and this, they couldn't actually take seriously these cases happen with this group. And sometimes, this courtroom or this, this organization, they want some money as a bribe or some corruption, we can say, in this organization. Because of that, some group of people, when they have this conflict, they don't refer to this, we can say, courtroom. They refer to this traditional method. These things. And thank you so much to again give me this time.
Thank you very much. So what you're basically saying, they have trust in the white beard. Dorothy, what she was saying was that these wise people who are there, whom they go to for resolution of these disputes, they call them in their language, it's Rish Safed, which means white beard. So white beard means wisdom. Or not all. Okay, so maybe not all white beard are wise. Maybe not. but that's
okay. Now I understand. I was here thinking about this. What is it?
So that's in Iran they use that. In Iran they say. But Huma is of course from Afghanistan. She's studying in Iran, and
actually,
yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. This Iran and Afghanistan, they have actually the same culture. In Farsi language, we use this person actually older, and they have a big beard, and the color is white, that we can call white beard.
But Huma, I'm not going to grow my beard. What do? I don't want to make that. Those beards are long beards, those big beards.
Will you grow yours, Vikram?
I'll have to become the white beard. Yes. But Ali, anything you want to wrap up kind of thing, because we have to start Dorothea's session. So anything that you want to?
Yes, I just wanted to say that we have in our culture, like subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, we have very well established bases to grow these dispute resolution systems like mediation. The only drawback we have right now is that we have not a very well-educated class here. If people know more about their rights, I think they will readily come back to these institutions to resolve their issues. The only issue is that people don't know yet the value of these institutions, and education can solve this issue.
So what we have to do is basically, in a way, connect them to that tradition, but at the same time, not the issues that came up in those institutions, the aspect of pushing a certain kind of a decision, which was obviously not the right thing. So basically, mediation and not arbitration. And of course, those trusted people, who, whatever, call them Rish Safed, white beard, whatever, those wise people, value them, get them out there, use them, but at least you have to trust them. So over time, whatever that trust has gone because of whatever reasons, power and money and politics and all that. So moving away from that, that's what the idea behind that World Mediation Circle and creating those circles is, that let's go down to the grassroots, but do it with the right people. Let's find those people, identify those people with that mediator mindset, those wise people there. Let's get them. And those wise people are in schools also. Those children are also wise. They're wise children in school also. Let's get them out and let's create those circles. So thank you very much, both of you, for, of course, a very interesting topic, and this discussion will continue. And Dorothea, thank you for joining us. And let's get into your